what I think you made happen in a really amazing way. Did you guys fucking enjoy that? But you get that call, and then you show up on that set, and then you have to face down Mr. Keaton. That's got to be a little bit intimidating.
He's okay. That was the easiest part. He's all right.
I don't even know who that is.
You gotta just look him up, man. IMDb him. I've been asked this a lot at this point.
I know, I should look.
You just gotta look.
Okay, so we did the intro, and I was like, he's got this Q&A down. These guys are going to be on, but let's. Whoa, all right, I'm on.
Man. That's awesome. Look at
Do you have any bigger waters?
I roofied that actually, so it makes sense that just happened.
Thank you.
Dylan,
I'd really like to know some more about preparing to take on the role of Mitch.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I'll actually answer the question.
Thank you.
I didn't really feel like pressure mounting or anything. I mean, it's just like anything, So before you take on a project, you weigh out a lot of, I think about the role, how connected I feel to it. If I want to be the guy to take that on and tell that story. At first it's nothing that's even gonna, unless you make something of it, it's not gonna continue. So I didn't feel pressure of like a franchise or anything like that. You just kind of focus on the work that actually, I guess, luckily distracts you from all that until now when people start saying that to you and it's coming out. So now I feel pressure, which is awesome. That's okay.
What about the connection to the role then?
I thought this was interesting. I always thought this was, when I first read the script, I thought it was a really fresh take on a character like this. Seeing how a guy can go from just being a regular guy and having something happen to him in life that changes him, and seeing how he got there. I've always felt like we've seen a lot of these characters before, assassins, CIA ops. You don't always get to see how they kind of make their way there, and I've always thought this guy's path was really interesting, and realistic too. I feel like there's something to that that's pretty authentic. Someone kind of having something in their life that drives them to kind of take that path.
Can you tell us a little bit about the filming of that opening scene, because it was really visceral and terrifying, and how did it feel on set?
Yeah, how'd that work, by the way? How's the opening? Okay, I'm asking for genuine feedback, so you don't have to feel the need to applause.
I think that was there's some applause. There's also some people that are like, that was terrible, because we were really into that scene, and then it felt real and terrifying, and...
Yeah, I mean, it was always... I always felt like it was a really strong opening. That's the hook, and I really wanted you to see a different person in the beginning, and then then you're with the rest of the film. You see how that kind of changes him, and you're with him every step of the way. I always like the subjective idea of kind of being with him throughout that whole sequence, staying with him, have it being a stitched oneer all throughout. It took about a week to shoot in Thailand. All of those shots, those oneers, were kind of stitched together, like how we say, and took about 5 full days of just kind of doing those individual setups, getting all the way to the end. Actually, if you notice the sun, there's like 8 sunsets in the whole sequence, because we were always, you didn't notice that, did you?
Stitched sunsets.
That was the opening pitch. We want to stitch together a lot of sunsets. But no, I always felt like that was a really powerful way to open, and something people can relate to, feel afraid by, and understand where this guy's coming from. Then when you see him again a year and a half down the road.
Yeah. Taylor, did you understand where your guy was coming from? Do you think is that what brought you?
No idea. Actually, literally no idea. No. Yeah, I think. There's a catch-22 with Ghost not being in the books, and then as an actor, creatively being able to build him from the ground up. I was very spoiled in the sense of Lorenzo, who produced it, and Questa kind of giving me that freedom. But it really just, I was fascinated by the trauma of it, what that represents, and how subjective that is in the sense of how someone reacts to that trauma, to ground themselves into creating such a vengeance, such a revenge, such a, you know, I don't know, I think that fatherhood, that mentor figure of who Keaton was or represents to him is everything. And I think that goes down into that scene with him, you know. That's really, for me, I kind of just, that's everything for Ghost, you know, is that scene with Keaton of you hear why and what he's doing, and truly that's why I signed on, in the sense of motivation and just a different broad strokes in the sense of what a villain is to these kind of films, and to make it personal. I mean, I know Dylan and I would love to have more beats together, you know. I think there's these same kind of paths, you know, of just trauma on both ends of, and also being raised through this program. You know, I think I love that part of it, and that's what really attracted me to this whole relationship and how these guys react to it.
And your showdown scene on the boat, how was that on
God damn,
Fuck.
that hurt.
Yeah. I remember the next morning after
Yeah.
just the first day that we did it, and there was a lot of days that it took. We were both just texting each other the body parts that we couldn't move. So the texts were just like neck, ass, legs, neck, ass. It's awful.
Forearm.
Huge forearm bruises.
Forearm?
Yeah, that was brutal. And we extended it, so we went back and did more.
I heard that you guys also had a lot of different like military specialists on set and chiming in and helping to make sure that everything was accurate. Was there anything that they brought to a scene where maybe it was going to go one way and then it went another way, or anything that you learned from?
Yeah, we used these. I mean, you know, we had. We used those. They were our ultimate resources. You know, as far as trying to make this as authentic as we possibly could. I mean, all we did was go to. Yost was his name, actually. He's ex-Navy SEAL, 15-year CIA op vet, and
Whatever.
he's an amazing dude. And I mean, sometimes I mean, something would be created out of a scene purely from him, and you know how he knows these guys train and what would be realistic. You know, the whole gun sequence in the beginning with Mitch training himself at a gun range. You know, you see other guys shooting there, but it was Yost's idea for him to be taking himself through a timer and a full tactical, you know, weapon switch and moving up on a target, multiple targets, and not supposed to do that at a gun range. And I was, you know, I always thought that was a great idea. Made that scene great, you know, and real, more importantly.
Yeah. And we have a lot of veterans in the audience. I think here in Austin, I think we have veterans that were granted tickets in markets across the country. So they also are going to be able to ask questions in just a couple of minutes too. Using either, we have a microphone set up over here by Katie.
Are we going there right now?
Not quite.
Oh, I have a tidbit with Yost, which I love, and you probably won't, but it's worth saying. So we feel pretty comfortable doing the weapon systems, as luckily Yost trained with a lot of guys that trained me in Lone Survivor, which was this war film, and and I remember going to set, and I said this earlier, but there's a couple guys that were like local hires, which is never really a bad thing, but can be sometimes, and that would try and just literally cut in front of you on camera. If you're doing like, if you got some verbiage or an intense scene or whatnot, just to kind of milk their footage and think that they're going to be on camera, which is fucking awesome. On the day especially, when you have 3 pages of dialogue and this guy's trying to cut in front of you. I love that.
He's being sarcastic.
Very. Extremely. So Yost would be there on the day. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe a couple moves with a gun that would ensue something.
Your big monologue.
Yeah, you had a 3-page monologue talking about like life, and there he goes. Right? Oh, he's coming back. Hold on, let me just pause, take a breath, and he's back again. Wow. Okay. But Yost was kind of the beauty and all that I really wouldn't have to be the bad cop in that. And when they'd cut, I'd kind of literally, sprint to Yost to see if he saw that on camera, and he would be like, yeah, I got it. But a lot of the times, you want your henchmen to have some kind of fucking education with guns. So you're not like, wow, that guy's just a rookie. You know what I mean? Like, this whole scene's ungrounded now, so I'd go to Yost and I'd go, hey, did you see rookie 1 through 6 in the background there? Guy was reloading a fully automatic with, it's already been loaded. He cocked it about 18 times. Did you see that? So he would go in there and have a good word with them. So long story made long at this point, but he would go and have a word with these guys and help my henchmen be real henchmen. So, I love Yost.
Yost actually makes a cameo in the movie. The guy who pulls me off of Mansur at the beginning.
I didn't know that, by the way. That's cool.
Yeah, I just told Taylor while we were watching it. And he's such an ox. Like, he has so much strength that he's the one who, kind of detains me. And I
choked you out.
I blacked out on 2 of the takes, and on one of them, I was like, okay, well, that was accidental. Blood chokes can get carried away, and but then the second time, I was like, all right, you really gotta give me a lot less, man.
This is me tapping out again.
Yeah, and then he's just the sweetest dude. Like, he was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, am I making you go? I was like, yeah, I'm gone. Like, at the end of the scene, I'm just hanging on him. It's like, yo, really good, man. You really committed.
Damn, he's good. That was the take.
Acting.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a monitor down here that says it's about time for some questions from Twitter. So
which means so much, by the way.
So
just
much.
Twitter.
Well,
just fucking bring
it's not just all of Twitter. There's people using the hashtag.
Oh, okay.
And then
hashtag.
There's a hashtag. It's fine. And then we'll also let a couple of people line up over here behind Katie.
The number for the first one.
Jesus, this is our first question here.
This is the guy you don't know.
What was it like? We're screening these, right? What was it like working with Batman?
We haven't gotten this one yet. Christian Bale was
literally, I can see
Christian Bale
on his Twitter account just being like, did he get through? Oh, we'll try again. Hold on, I'll retweet
it. Alright, that was a really good answer.
From Al Keaton, hashtag Batman Forever. Wow, that was blatant, Mike.
What was it like working with Birdman? Come on!
Beetlejuice.
Alright, we'll do another one and then we'll go over to the microphone. This one was the training for this role difficult for either of you? Dylan, how is playing such a more adult role? Ooh. Whoa. Called out.
Yeah, good to know I've just been a kid until now. I'm 26. What was the question? Oh, yeah, the training. Yes, in my little feeble actor world, that was very difficult training for me, but completely pales in comparison to what someone would actually be going through. So I hope we made it look strenuous, I guess. But yeah, I went through about 6 weeks of fight training beforehand and weight training because I'm a skinny little nugget, and I had to try to at least pull off some sort of shape. So it was twice a day in a gym, just mixed martial arts, some jiu-jitsu too, because it was an idea by the stunt coordinator for this guy to be a grappler, which I always thought was cool and again fresh. And then once we got out to the film pre-production, a good solid 2 weeks / then the rest of the movie of constant gun training and everything training with Yost. So
it was like I can kind of imagine the first day walking into that kind of physical training and being like, oh, it was like the last day on the end of the 6 weeks when it's like, you're ready for the film.
No, still way worse, because it's always, they're always just trying to get you to be dead at the end of the day. So it's not like you're just like in amazing shape after 6 weeks and you can handle anything. He's still just trying to kill you, so, because that's the whole point, to progress. What were we talking about? I completely forgot. This is not a joke.
Sounds like how getting in shape sucks is what we were talking about. Taylor, did you have to do any additional training for?
I was spoiled because Ghost is kind of his own entity, so it was literally Yost would be like, knock on the trailer and be like, hey, you want to go just breach some rooms and see what happens? Shit, yeah, let's go do some gun work. So we'd go in this old warehouse. I would see some of those losers that trained, that were trying in the same group as Mitch.
Me.
Which got a ton of screen time, those guys. Wow, that's mean.
That joke didn't land.
Just to me. So yeah, anyways, I'd literally go work with Yost one-on-one, doing, room breaches and all the talk and candor that you get with all that, and I was spoiled, man. So I'd done a shit ton of training with Lone Survivor, so I was comfortable with EM4 and that.
You basically saying you didn't have to do anything.
I had to do nothing. I was fucking awesome right at the get-go.
You were calling out the people in the background.
I was like, yo, you want to go fucking train, or do you want me to train you? Here we go. No? Alright, let's go eat some cheesecake. That was verbatim.
Trying to kill you at the end of every day. We have a question at the microphone over here.
Yeah, as a physicist, I have one question about the end of the movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You ready for this?
I'm the right guy.
I'm so not ready for this.
Let me take this question then.
It's for Dylan. Dylan, when you come out of the water at the end of the movie, right? There's a scar. Is that real? And if it is, can we see it?
So
it's a burning question.
Where's the scar? On my face?
No. It's
the bullet
breastplate.
The bullet scar from the beginning, right here, right?
Yeah.
It is not real.
Prove it.
I see what. You know what? I just figured out what's going on here.
It's okay. I really.
You're trying to ask me about my scar.
I am.
The other scar.
Physicists are weird.
True.
I'm not.
Let's look at this. So Twitter.
Segue to Twitter.
This is a really good segue. I do like that we have so many veterans in the audience, and I also love the casting of this with bringing both of you guys in. You do have some female fans in the world that are going to ask questions like that of you. I don't know if you've ever noticed that before in your careers, but it will probably continue to happen. But I love that we have You're bringing in this other audience. You're doing this type of what? It's okay. I drank more of it. It's gonna be fine now. And so we go and we switch into has your outlook on the military and Navy changed since filming? What kind of terrible outlook did you have beforehand?
That's the thing. Your respect just grows for those dudes and what they do every day. And again, not to keep bringing up Yost, who you guys must just be cracking up about at this point, just because he's a one-named man that we just keep talking about. Could be made up. Even just hearing what he's been through, hearing stories of his, 99% of which you can't even hear because he can't really tell you. But you just say, the training these guys go through, it just gives you, again, like I said before, the 6 weeks of bullshit actor training that I went through, it doesn't even compare. So I just couldn't have more respect. I could. It's ever growing. I can't believe what these guys do, and to play someone, who is you're supposed to try to authentically kind of emulate these guys as best you can. You try to do the best you can, and you try to honor them like you can, because that's most important to me. But at the end of the day, we're actors, and I am always still a little percentage embarrassed about that. because, you know, this is the real deal, and, you know, these guys really do it every day.
Yeah, I echo that, you know. I echo, yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I've been exposed to playing Mike Murphy, man. And so Marcus Luttrell is one of my closest friends, and the SEALs, and we were there 2 weeks ago skydiving with those guys, and they're my heart, man. I mean, that's something that is a movie that I've been a part of that has given back to me more than I even gave in, you know. I'm still insanely close with the Murphy family and those SEALs, and it really kind of trickles down. And I will say this is fiction, so there really, to me, there is no comparison. But I've been honored, and to play someone like that has been a dream come true. So those guys, those ladies, and everyone connected to that and their families are really a piece of me now, and I feel a responsibility that I will carry that flag for the rest of my life. For sure.
So we have one last Twitter question, which we'll see if it's it's not a strange segue.
Oh, Mike Keaton. Here we go. There we go. There, hashtag Mike Keaton.
What was the most difficult fight sequence?
Boat scene for me by far.
Yeah, what were your other ones?
I didn't have any. So I would say the boat scene was for me pretty intense. Okay, go ahead, Dylan. You take.
You did have to like mad dog on Keaton a little bit though, which is like
I did, but
that's somebody to try to mad dog against.
65-year-old chained up, about to be electrocuted. I was okay. So, and I had shot him in the leg to get him in the room. So he was already
There's
bleeding
emotional
out.
difficulty too, though. Emotional fights, there's a lot.
That was a tough one for you.
Yeah, that was gruesome. Took its toll. But yeah, physically, yeah, definitely working with this cat who has endless energy in those scenes. So yeah, we had picked up the scene too, and I had wrapped Waco like literally 12 hours earlier, and I was 25 pounds lighter.
And I was a little fatter.
And he's gained my 25 pounds. No. But yeah, going back to shoot that was no joke, so yeah, that scene for sure. Even reading that scene was tough. I'm like, I don't get it. Why is the boat throwing us against the wall? And the roof? Wait, a fucking wave?
Boat was going pretty fast.
That's 80 miles an hour. That's no joke. So once we saw how we were actually going to do it, I was all in. But it beat the shit out of us. That's for sure.
Well, it was clearly like your easiest fight, Dylan. So what was the most difficult one for you?
Every other one. That one was cake. The one Taylor did was cake. No, that was tough. The bodyguard fight, I think, is tough. Mitch's first kill, that was a big one too. Yeah, I know. I'm just beating the shit out of people throughout the movie. They're all, you know, it was my first time doing fight choreography like that. You know, lengthy fight choreography. So it is a challenge, and it's really a dance. You know, it's like we're partners dancing.
Yes, we are.
Very viciously, and that's that.
So that's our Q&A, you guys. We're gonna wrap on these two guys who fought really hard, coming together and being lovely at the end. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you so much for coming here and letting this audience be part of this. This was incredible. Thank you to CBS Films and Lionsgate. And if you had a good time, make sure you share it on your social media. Make sure you start a new blog just to talk about how much you love it. It comes out September 15th. And tell your friends. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming. Check it out.
I have to tell you, I was cracking up. You got the call.
I know.
And you're like, what is this?
I was like, is it boneless chicken? I seriously thought it was boneless chicken for that minute. I was like, no.